Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Fire potential headlines for the next week include increasing thunderstorm coverage across Utah and Nevada today before expanding into Idaho tomorrow and Friday, and then dry air returns to the south for the weekend. Fire danger remains high across the north and west today, with overall decreasing conditions in the next 3 to 6 days across Nevada and Utah first, and then up into Idaho. A closer look at the impacts, showing where we're expecting those mixed wet dry thunderstorms today, mainly across Utah and into parts of eastern Nevada. We may see some drier storms a little bit further west along the Sierra Front, and then up into parts of southeast Idaho as well today. Tomorrow, the moisture moves further northward for that mixed wet dry thunderstorm coverage increasing across Idaho and up into parts of northern Nevada. And then on Friday, we'll see those storms continuing across much of the geographic area as well, although we will see some decreasing coverage moving into the south. We did have some thunderstorm activity yesterday. Some of these thunderstorms moved a little bit further west into central Nevada, and then we had storms over the higher elevations of Utah as well. Again, these storms were kind of a mix of wet and dry, with a few storms producing over a half an inch, but those were definitely isolated. Initial attack activity was fairly light, with 10 fires for 158 acres. However, we did see quite a bit of large fire growth on our ongoing incidents, particularly those in western Nevada. Smoke impacts continue across Idaho today and tomorrow, although we will see those impacts lessening over the coming days as overall fire potential and fire activity decreases. The main impact here for the next couple of days is going to be those fires along the Sierra Front or north of Reno there that are going to be putting up a bit of smoke today and tomorrow. Overall fire danger conditions remain quite high across the north, Idaho, northern Nevada, and western Nevada, although we are kind of peaking right now before we see conditions decreasing even a little bit further northward as that moisture makes its way into Idaho and northern Nevada. This morning's satellite imagery shows the high pressure ridge having been pushed off to the east as the trough moves into the Pacific Northwest, drawing moisture up into the Great Basin. The upper level pattern for the next couple of days shows that low pressure trough in place over the Pacific Northwest, really helping to draw more moisture up into Utah and Nevada today, and pushing up into Idaho tomorrow. And into Friday as well. We'll start to see some drier air moving back into southern Nevada beginning on Friday. We do have high-risk triggers issued for the northern periphery of that moisture, where those thunderstorms will be a mix of wet and dry along the Sierra Front, northeast Nevada, and up into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming today, and generally those same areas tomorrow, and then looking for maybe some of those drier storms in western Idaho on Friday. We do see some of our zones across Utah, and southern Nevada dropping into the green category as those storms moisten up and the relative humidity increases. Taking a look at our winds for the next couple of days, we're mostly concerned about gusty outflows associated with the storms as the moisture pushes north. However, we do see some increasing winds across the southern Great Basin on Thursday into Friday, ahead of that little low pressure trough, but the relative humidity will be up, so we're not super concerned about critical fire weather pattern there. Minimum relative humidities are still quite low today over northern northwest Nevada and southwest Idaho, but those values come up really area-wide tomorrow with the better moisture push. The RHs will still be up across much of the area on Friday. However, we will see some drier air moving back into southern Nevada and even parts of northwest Nevada beginning on Friday. The precipitation forecast is shown here for today. Again, a better chance of more widespread showers and thunderstorms over Utah and Nevada for all but northwest Nevada, and then maybe some storms moving into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming as well. Tomorrow is a better day for better coverage and better producing thunderstorms. We may see some potential flash flood in some areas as that deeper moisture moves in. And then on Friday, we'll start to see some drying, particularly across Nevada, where the storms will continue across the north. For the weekend, dry southwesterly flow really starts to move in. Showers and thunderstorms will be decreasing. However, our temperatures will still remain generally kind of mild for the time of year. We'll see most of our zones moving into the yellows and greens for the weekend, but by the first part of next week, some browns will be moving back into western parts of the area as the air mass dries out again. Wind for the weekend shows some breezy conditions in southern Nevada ahead of that low pressure, and these These winds will be on the drier side, so ushering in some lower relative humidity, especially into western Nevada where we have our ongoing large incidents. So that's something to be aware of, the changing atmosphere through the coming days. Precipitation for Saturday shows lingering showers and thunderstorms across the north and drier conditions across Utah and Nevada, and then overall drying for the weekend. Maximum temperatures. Today is probably going to be the hottest day of the next few anyway, with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Tomorrow temperatures drop a bit with highs mostly in the mid to low 80s. To sum things up here, we have high risk for the next couple of days as the moisture moves further northward into the Great Basin. We'll see a mix of wet and dry thunderstorms there. And then by the time we get into the weekend and early next week, overall fire danger will generally have moderated, but the dry air returns early next week. So we'll keep an eye on conditions there. The extended forecast for August 17th through the 21st keeps temperatures below normal across western Nevada and overall chances for above normal precipitation, particularly over Idaho and northern Nevada. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.